everybody, and welcome to today's edition of HCAM Sports Talk. I'm your host, Tom Nappy, and joining me today on the show, we have Jared Keene and Steve Watson. Guys, we're back in the studio. Very exciting stuff. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
It's going, man. It's again, it's just good to be here with you guys. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, it's the busy time of the fall, at least, is winding down as we get through the state championship games. But, of course, we have the football state championships. We'll talk a little bit about that in the next segment. We'll go over some high school football upcoming happenings. Nice. In this segment, we're going to be doing our NFL picks. Of course, we have the Turkey Day games. And there's so much great football happening this week that we might even throw in some college picks as well. Some amazing rivalry games. And, of course, we always like to spice up the pick segment a little bit. So add a little wrinkle to it. But first, we got some breaking news in the sports world. The Red Sox have made a deal with the St. Louis Cardinals in which the Red Sox will receive right-handed pitcher Sonny Gray and cash considerations, and the Cardinals receive left-handed pitcher Brandon Clark and right-handed pitcher Richard Fitz. So Sonny Gray, a pretty prominent starter coming to the Red Sox. Last year he had a 3.58 ERA, or he has the 3.58 career ERA, 4.28 last year. And I think this will be a nice little addition for the Red Sox towards the bottom of the rotation. Any thoughts on the breaking Red Sox trade, Jared?
Yeah, I think this is a deal that, we didn't give up a ton, and we could potentially get a number two-ish type starter. He's going to be that number two, maybe number three. He could certainly fit in that range. Again, a little bit inconsistent the last couple of years, but yeah, I think for the most part, I like this deal.
Absolutely. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good deal. It adds some depth that you need in the rotation. Someone who can shoot up some innings, someone who can throw strikes. Two things that I know, they'd like to have in the rotation. And a good move for Sonny Gray. The Cardinals are a franchise that has been kind of down lately. I don't think they're really going too far. Yep. And then you come to Boston, a team that just made the playoffs last year, looking to take that next step. Sonny Gray's been around the league a long time, so a good veteran presence who can help the rotation and the team as a whole.
All right, so there you have it. Red Sox getting Sonny Gray, adding a little depth to their rotation. I'd say it's well-needed depth. And we'll certainly be talking some more baseball in these upcoming weeks as it is free agency time. So things are about to get crazy in baseball with free agency time. So we have a lot to talk about with that on very near future shows. But we're so loaded with football for this edition that we got to talk some football. And we have some kind of breaking football news as well. The Bills made a signing as they picked up Brendan Cooks. And it looks like the Bills, they were able to find a little addition to help their receiving core. But Brendan Cooks, where was he with his last team? I haven't even heard his name.
New Orleans. He was back with the Saints. Yeah.
All right, so the Bills get Brendan Cooks. Any thoughts on the Brendan Cooks signing for the Buffalo Bills? I'd say it's pretty well needed for them right now. They seem to be in a little trouble weapon-wise. Jared.
Yeah, they got some injuries right now. Again, he's a veteran presence. Again, is he going to blow the doors off? Probably not, but again, can definitely produce and, again, brings a good veteran presence into the locker room now in a position where they need right now with some of the injuries they've dealt with. So, yeah, definitely, probably a solid signing for them.
Steve, does Brendan Cooks still have enough to help the Bills?
Possibly. I don't think they have a talent problem in that position, but the last two games they have benched their star young receiver, Keon Coleman. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Late for meetings, discipline problems, whatever the case is. And even last Thursday in Houston, that crucial game, they still didn't put him in. He was a scratch in that game. So, you wonder maybe they have no intention of putting him back in. That could be the case. So maybe Cooks will be in his spot. So. But I will say, regardless of who's at receiver, they're not going to prevent Josh Allen from getting sacked 8 times like he did last week. So
Yeah, I think more importantly for them is maybe getting some O-line help, but I don't know if anyone's getting that at this time of the season. Well, we brought up NFL, so guess what it's time for? NFL picks. So we are going to take you through this upcoming Thanksgiving weekend slate of games, some great rivalries as always, and of course the traditional Thanksgiving games, and that's where we will start. And how about this one to start off Turkey Day? 1 p.m., Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. You know, the Lions, I feel like they've taken a step back a little bit this season, but it's Thanksgiving. They're at home. This has Lions win written all over it, I think. Jared, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Lions. I've been on the Lions for a few years now, guys. I mean, it goes back a couple of years. And, I think on Turkey Day at home, I think they're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to go. I like the Lions here.
All right, Steve.
I'm going with Green Bay here.
Oh.
The Lions, I think they're still a solid team. Something seems off, though. They have 2 new coordinators this year. It shows. Sometimes they go into funks. They've already changed play callers offensively. Have Dan Campbell calling the plays.
Yep.
Something just doesn't seem right with them right now. And Green Bay has had some ups and downs as well. I think they've been a little more consistent. And Green Bay, outside of that one abomination in Dallas earlier this year, their defense has been outstanding. So I give the edge to Green Bay in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I expect this game to be close for sure. I just feel like the Lions are hungry for a big win here. This is going to be a close game, though. It's going to be a really good game.
It's going to be a good game.
And unfortunately, Andy Barron and Morgan Donahue couldn't join us today, but their picks are in. We have their picks, and they are both going with the Lions. So that means Steve is
Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
Lone wolfing it. I like it.
Don't worry, we won't make you howl. So he has the Lone Wolf pick. And by the way, we had another little wrinkle into the NFL picks. Whoever has the most Lone Wolf picks throughout the season will get a bonus point. If there's 2 tied, they'll each get a half point for those of you following along with our pick scoring system.
I believe currently Morgan is in the lead, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, let's talk about our pick scoring system. Let's talk about who's winning. And it's this guy right here, Jared Dean, 124 points. He's in first place. He has just been destroying all of us. Great job, Jared, in your picks. You pulled way ahead. In second place, a guy who's catching up a little bit, but still kind of a little out there. Andy Barron, who is 5 games back, he's in second place, 119 wins, 58 losses for Andy. And then in third, it is Steve Watson, 116 wins, 61 losses. He is 8 games back. And then you got Morgan Donahue in fourth, 114 wins, 10 games back. And then I'm in last, 112 wins, 12 games
Bringing
back.
up the rear this year.
I don't know what happened.
You were hot. You were hot last year too.
I've lost my magic, guys. I've lost my magic. So pretty much, if you're out there listening to our picks, don't listen to me at all. I'm in last. All right, let's go to the 4:30 Thanksgiving game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, one of the traditional Turkey Day games is in Dallas, in Detroit and Dallas. Your 2 Turkey Day locations for NFL football every year. But I have to go with the Chiefs in this one. I think the Chiefs are going to be very hungry for a win coming into this game, especially after a tough loss last week. They lost last week, right? Yeah. Yeah, they came up just short last week. So they're going to be hungry
Chiefs?
for a win. Yeah, they've lost 2 of their last 3.
They lost to Denver 2 weeks ago. They
That was it.
beat the
Oh,
Colts
they
last
won
week.
last week, yeah.
You see, of course, I have this week's.
Oh, that was a good
game
game against the Colts too.
All right, so they almost lost though, but they came up short against the Broncos, so they need a win though. What are they now? Like 7-6, something like that, or 7-5.
6-5.
6-5.
Yeah.
So that was close. It was right in there.
Yeah.
All right, so the Chiefs, they need a win in this one, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. Andy also went with the Chiefs. Morgan went with the Chiefs. Steve, who are you going with?
Well, yeah, the Chiefs need to win, but so do the Cowboys. And they have 2 straight, and I think they're going to get a third one on Thursday. They're playing inspired football, dealing with the tragedy that they dealt with on their bye week. And, they're a team that's trending up. And, KC, their defense is still very solid. Like, it's going to be tough on the Cowboys' offense. But the Chiefs' offense just at times seems like they are stuck in the mud at times. And they have not been good on the road. Dallas has been very good at home. So I'm going to give the edge to the Cowboys in this one. I think they keep riding that wave.
All right, Jared.
Steve, you're lone wolfing it again. I'm going with the Chiefs here.
Wow.
Dallas has the 4th worst defense in the league in terms of giving up total yards. I think KC will find some offense this week, make it tough on Dallas. Dallas has been playing better football, but I think KC will find some desperation going, and get a win there.
I think Steve really just wants that lone wolf.
He does.
All right, the nightcap on Turkey Day, 8:20 p.m. kickoff. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Steve, let's start off with you for this one.
Well, the Ravens have been playing a lot better. And the Bengals, they might have Joe Burrow back. I just don't think it'll really matter, though, because even if the Bengals had Joe Burrow, I think they'd be exactly where they are right now, quite frankly. So I'll take the Ravens here.
All right, Morgan and Andy also agree with you. They are both taking the Ravens. Jared, who are you taking?
I'm very tempted to take the Bengals this week with Burrow's return. I think they're going to be a little bit inspired with his return. That's your franchise QB this year. They're a franchise QB that's been injured for a good chunk of the season, almost the whole season. But I'm also going with the Ravens here. The Bengals defense is just too bad, and they also don't have T. Higgins this week. He is out, so that's a big weapon loss for Burrow. I like the Ravens this week.
All right. Well, with Burrow returning, I expect a lot of points. And I believe the Bengals beat the Ravens the last time they met, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go Ravens in this. Ravens really need to win. It's pretty much, if they don't win, they're out. So big game will really, but I think the Ravens are going to hold it down being at home. So I'm going with Baltimore. We are Baltimore across the board. All right, let's go to the Friday game. We have a Friday NFL game. This is a good one. The Bears at the Eagles. Andy and Morgan both went with the Eagles. Jared, you could start. Who are you going with?
I'm also going with the Eagles. I do not like the Bears in this game. I think being at Philadelphia in this game is going to be a little tough for Philly or for Chicago, and I do like Philly in this game. I think they get it going and they win by at least a touchdown.
Well, I'm going to lone wolf it again here, and I'm going Chicago. So they've been playing really well lately.
He wants that point really bad.
Yeah.
Philly, they've been struggling. They just blew a 21-point lead on Sunday in Dallas. Their offense goes into prolonged funks. And I think Chicago's offense is clicking, and they will force Philly to actually do something and score points. Philly's defense is fantastic, but they can't do everything.
All right, there it is. Chicago for Steve. Well, I didn't make my pick yet, so you don't know if you're the lone wolf.
Oh, it's true. Okay.
I am going to go with the Eagles. They are at home, and I feel like they're going to be really hungry after that very bad loss to Dallas last week. Kind of a must-win game to keep a stronghold on the division because the Cowboys kind of catching up there. So give me the Eagles, but I'm very bad at picking Bears games. That team, every time I pick the Bears, they lose. Every time I pick against them, they win. So the Bears are probably going to win, but I'm going to go with the Eagles. All right, let's go to the Sunday 1 p.m. games. Rams at the Panthers. Is anyone going to lone wolf it and pick the Panthers?
No, I think the Rams are simply too good.
The Rams are far too good.
They look very impressive in all facets right now.
Yep.
All right, Rams across the board. 49ers at the Browns. Morgan is going with the Browns. Andy is going with the Browns. I'm going with the 49ers. I just don't think the Browns have enough offense. Jared, who do you got?
Oh, this is tough. I am going to go with the 49ers, I think. The Browns' defense is really good, but I don't know. I like 49ers here. I think maybe Shador might struggle this week. Yeah, give me the 49ers here. This is tough, though, because the Browns' defense is very good.
Right.
And a lot better than I think people think.
That is true. The Browns' defense is excellent, but their offense has been a little bit lackluster. So, Steve, who do you got?
I'm going Cleveland here. You have a battle of two good defenses. If San Fran traveling out east in cold weather, Cleveland, if let's face it, if the Browns had even some competence at the quarterback position, they'd be a lot better than where they are right now. Their defense is outstanding. Absolutely. And, they managed to win at Las Vegas last week. They should have beaten the Ravens at home the week before that. And, they beat some good teams. They beat the Packers at home before, so why couldn't they beat San Fran? And if Brock Purdy keeps turning the ball over the way he has lately, then
yes,
that's not going to work against a defense like the Browns.
No,
that is true.
He got lucky in that Panthers game. That Carolina also just happened to turn the ball over, even a little bit more than he did. But Brock Purdy, he did not look Purdy in that game. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, I think they would have been better off with Mac Jones in there.
Probably, yeah. Mac Jones, I mean, he stepped in, played well, pretty much kept the 49ers playoff hopes alive. Yep. So you're probably right on that. Did they bring back Brock Purdy too early like last time? I guess we'll find out. All right, Texans at the Colts, a huge matchup in the AFC South. This is a big one. Andy is going with the Texans. Morgan is going with the Texans. Jared, who do you got?
I'm going with the Colts here. The Colts are obviously coming off a tough loss to KC, but I like the Colts to bounce back this week. The Texans have maybe the best defense in the league right now, but I think the Colts will find something this week, maybe get Jonathan Taylor back on track, maybe get some of their receivers going. The Colts definitely need this win again after losing to KC last week, so I'm going with the Colts here, although I would not be surprised a single bit if the Texans win this game.
All right, well, I'm going Texans. I think Texans have found a little bit of offensive momentum, which they desperately needed. They might have the best defense in the league, and I think the Colts have been exposed a little bit. Not saying they're going to completely fall off, and not saying that they're going to fall off at all. I think they'll be right in the postseason with a high seed, but I'm going to take the Texans for the upset. Steve, who do you got?
Well, I've been saying all fall, if Houston can just figure it out offensively, they'll be all right. And then we saw that game last Thursday. And there's some games that just catch your attention. That Texans defense, that could be dangerous. If they get to January, that could be a problem for some teams.
Absolutely.
And this is the first time these two teams have met this year. The AFC South race could get a lot more interesting. I'm going to go with the Texans.
All right.
It comes down to defense, and their defense is better than the Colts.
All right, so that means, believe it or not, Jared has the Lone Wolf Colts pick.
I don't mind that, actually, to be honest.
That's
Again,
actually
this
a good pick to have,
is a really
Lone
tough
Wolf.
game, but I don't mind a Colts Lone Wolf pick here.
Well, hopefully everybody can get a game on you because you're so
if you
far.
do,
All right, Saints at the Dolphins. Is anyone going to take the Saints here?
No.
No.
Just no.
Yes, I don't think so. Dolphins across the board. Morgan and Andy also have the Dolphins. Falcons at the Jets.
Oh,
Is
woof.
anyone
What a
going
terrible
to take
game.
the Jets?
Nope.
No.
What a matchup this is. This matchup should be in prime time.
Tyrod Taylor against Kirk Cousins. Oh, my gosh.
This matchup should be canceled.
Yeah, I completely second that. Actually, I might go with a tie here. Maybe I'll go
All
with a tie.
right, Atlanta across the board. Cardinals at the struggling Bucks. Oh, the Bucks have let me down. I went with the Bucks for the upset over the Rams last week, and boy, do I regret that one.
How'd that work out?
That was the worst. Might have been the worst pick I ever made.
Top three worst pick of the season, I think, at least.
And I told myself I'm not going to pick them. But I'm going to pick them. They're playing the Cardinals. I just can't trust the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals will probably get up in this game by 17 points and find a way to lose because that's what they do. So I'm going to go Bucks. Anybody going Cardinals?
No.
All right. So Bucks across the board.
Maybe if Arizona had MHJ, I might go Arizona, but they don't even have him. So, yeah. I mean, Trey McBride is not going to beat an entire team. So.
Yeah, Andy and Morgan also have the Bucks. All right, Jags at the Titans. I would say this is a big matchup in the AFC South, and it actually kind of is because the Jags are still in the hunt, and technically the Titans are still kind of in the hunt too, although they're going nowhere. Anybody going with the Titans in this matchup?
No.
All right, Jags across the board, Andy.
Big win for
and
Jacksonville
Morgan.
last week. I think they're going to ride that a little bit.
Yep.
Yes.
Fully agree.
All right, all 5 of us have the Jags. All right, moving to the 4 o'clock games. Vikings at Seattle. The Vikings, they've been struggling a bit. Let's see if we have to go around the table here. Anybody going with the Vikings?
No. This game is at Seattle. Give me Seattle by like 14 at least.
All right.
Yes, the Vikings, they have the quarterback they currently have against the quarterback that they used to have and probably wish they still had.
Right. Seattle across the board.
And Seattle has the best receiver in the league.
See, at first it was rough sledding through the picks. It's like you really have to think about it, but now it's like, okay, a lot of matchups across the board.
You think about that matchup as well. You think Minnesota would have the best wide receiver in the league, but currently this year it is Seattle because JSN has been insane this year.
Absolutely.
Far better than Jefferson.
Oh, unbelievable.
He's been insane.
He must lead the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, he's the current wide receiver 1 in fantasy, and I think Jonathan Taylor on the Colts is the current running back 1 in fantasy.
If you have Smith and
I think should
Jigba
be
in fantasy football, you are in very
one of my buddies actually has both, and it is not fair.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's like a cheat code.
He's 11-1.
Wow.
So.
Well, good
Yeah.
for him. I'm sorry, Jared. That's too bad.
I felt his wrath a few weeks ago.
All right, Raiders at the Chargers. Anyone going Raiders?
Oh, God. Oh, woof.
I know we shouldn't talk because our beloved Patriots did lose to that team back in week 1.
Yeah, but that was
It's a long time ago, but that is a disaster over there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that team.
Ashton Genty is playing hard, but again, one player cannot beat an entire team. So
yeah,
right. And like this team has already blown things up in multiple offseasons. So do they do it again this offseason?
Oh my God,
like
probably.
They're a disaster.
And I know Tom Brady only owns 5% of that team, but there's no way he can be happy with how they're doing.
Not a single bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chargers across the board. All right, Bills at the Steelers. We're going to go around the table on this one. Andy and Morgan are going Bills. Steve, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Steelers in this one.
I knew it.
The Steelers, they are a very topsy-turvy team. They're not the most consistent, but you know what? They've beaten some good teams. They beat the Patriots in Foxborough. They beat the Colts. Those are 2 of the best teams in the league. And this is going on several years. They just have a penchant for playing up the competition. And, obviously they've played the Bills several times over the years, so there's going to be no secrets in that game. And then the Bills, they haven't been playing their best lately. We know they're capable of playing better, but this just feels like a spot where the Steelers pull out one of their wins. And, maybe they need a few turnovers to get it, but that's what they did here in Foxborough. That's what they did against the Colts. The Pats and Colts have 5 losses combined. 2 of those are to Pittsburgh. So, Pittsburgh, although they're up and down, they are capable of beating good teams.
And is Rodgers back this week?
I think if he can throw anywhere near normal, I think he'll play.
Yeah, I think so too. Jared, who are you going with?
Sorry, Steve, not this time. I'm also going with the Steelers. Again, I think this is just going to be a weird game where Pittsburgh somehow dinks and dunks and wins like a weird, strange game by some weird score that we've maybe never seen before. So
Scorigami.
Yeah, little scorigami action. So yeah, give me the Steelers here. This is a strange game. Again, the Bills are hurting a little bit at receiver. Josh Allen could have a big game this week. He's coming off probably one of the worst games he's played in a long time against the Texans. But, yeah, I like Pittsburgh here to win a very strange game, I think.
I was going back and forth on this one, and since Jared picked the Steelers, I'm sold. I'm going Bills. I think the Bills bounce back. They get a big win.
I like the Bills. I mean, again, normally I pick the Bills, but again, this is at Pittsburgh. Again, I just think Steve's right. I think they just win a weird game here, like pull out a weird Steelers victory.
Well, we'll see if Steve and you were right, or if
We will see.
Andy, and Morgan are right. As me, Andy, and Morgan have the Bills, these 2 have the Steelers. All right, Broncos at Commanders, Sunday Night Football. Great selection, Sunday Night Football. Jeez. Anybody going with the Commanders?
No, their defense is atrocious. I like the Broncos here by maybe at least 10 to 14 points.
Yeah, see, the Broncos aren't a high-scoring team, so I don't think it'll be a total blowout, but their defense will just shut them down.
Commanders are playing poor.
Yeah, this should have been a better matchup.
Yeah.
And I know the flexing options for the league were kind of limited. Denver is a good team, so they didn't want to take him out of that spot. But you should have Bo Nix against Jaden Daniels. That should have been the storyline. Yep. But
is Jaden Daniels even playing?
No, he's done for the season.
Yeah, he's done. Even if he was able to come back, their defense is just so horrid. Washington's been a big letdown. Let's face it, and no one thought they'd go 13-4 again like last year, but they've been a big disappointment this year.
Yes. All right, Broncos across the board.
Commanders allowing the third most yards in the league per game this season.
Wow.
And also in total, their defense is just really bad.
All right. Well, speaking of bad defenses, the New England Patriots, which does not have a bad defense, is hosting a team with a bad defense. The New York Giants at Gillette Stadium, Monday Night Football. Is anybody picking the G-Men?
Looking right at Steve.
I didn't think so. Patriots across the board. It's now time for a sneak peek of this week's edition of TVL Sportsnet.
Faults. The senior will have another opportunity, but it's the freshman Rigo who serves it now. Sent over, a chance to win it. Now the counter, Botello has to put it in play. Botello there to play to Soto. Set up to the near side. Deflected and out. The winner there for Bellingham, Mia Milani. The Blackhawks finally break through. A pair of agonizing defeats in the last two state championships, but third time's the charm. Bellingham, for the first time in program history, win a Massachusetts state championship. They'll take the crown in Division III in 2025. The captains pose with the trophy here. Dale Oliveira, Jacoby Houston, Val Nolan. And Mia Milani, the middle hitter who sealed this one. They join their head coach, Steve Mantagani. That group fought through so much to get here. The final player to join the group, Soto, another junior. She'll be the captain next season. But that group of four, that group of five with the head coach, they've been here the last 3 years. They know what it feels like to be on the other end of it. And I'll guarantee you one thing, they'll sleep a little bit better tonight than they did last year and the year before. The seniors go out state champions. Their final opportunity to leave their mark, and they do. A fantastic run for Bellingham, finally capped off with glory. As one team picture to hang in Bellingham High School forever. That banner will be raised to cap off a season to remember for Bellingham. Fitting that they down one of the top programs in Massachusetts history to finally get over the hump. And a big win here in Division III, the third of 5 state championships at Billerica Memorial High School.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school.